Welcome to BigFoeNation. This is Big Foe. If you want to follow us online, you can do so on any of the social media platforms at BigFoeNation, or you can support us directly or sign up and donate on the website at www.bigfoenation.com. So, why are we bothering to talk about flattery, philosophy, and the contradiction or difference between the two? Because it is my conviction that following the death of Georgius, the sophists, taken on the credo written or engraved on his tombstone that no mortal has yet found a finer art than Georgius to train the souls of to train the soul for the contests of virtue, infiltrated the ranks of the philosophers by imitating them, outnumbering them, and drowning them out, and then sometimes even killing them, were able to place themselves as philosophers. And from this position, were able to persuade the population to forsake a better future in favor of the present, in favor of all the things that are under the jurisdiction of the flatterer. As was exalted in the encomium of Helen, all of the magical powers that the persuader had over Helen, the parts of her that were affected become the only parts that are the human parts. Everything that was disregarded in the encomium of Helen, that might have given her power against the persuasion, is disregarded in every case. In every case, we're brought back to the idea of anything you can think of as nothing, and it's impossible to understand anything. And if you could understand something, you wouldn't be able to communicate to anyone. This is implanted into every version of the flattery doctrine. But the acceptance of those rules of the game, of the only human qualities being being looked at as important, are the ones that are controlled by the flatterer. So these would be the ones that you should think of a flatterer as someone that can control a captive. So more of our animalistic, immediate, instinctual ideas, these are the ones that the flatterer controls. But reason and all these other ones, those creativity, those are not those are not bound by the flatterer's powers. So those are denied. So we're in a position where we're allowing ourselves to persuade ourselves to lower ourselves. And in some cases, you can end up in a voluntary type of captivity, where you're placing a boundary on your own abilities, and potential and society's potential. But those boundaries are artificial. And you're taking them on, or we're taking them on as the law because we've been persuaded to do so. So I think by laying out the agenda, the age-long, centuries-long agenda of persuaders, the master persuader and the flatterer philosophy, that it's possible to be less susceptible to it. Because very much like the wolf that was chasing Red Riding Hood, the flatterer has to show their teeth, because they're betrayed by their objective, which is that of George's. Not of George's, the living person, but of the inspiration that came following his death. So, with that, we'll be going next into the individual flatterers and how they were reflecting and following in the footsteps and making the Georgist doctrine a moral one. See you around.